I am listening to nearly 100 albums from the year 1955, and I just finished listening to Clifford Brown with Strings, released on MRC. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush with this one. I think this is my least favorite Clifford Brown related project. And unfortunately, this is going to be the penultimate one, as there is only one other studio record that Brown put out in his lifetime. But this one, yeah, I don't know. The such and such artist with strings records were not uncommon by any means in the 1950s and into the 60s. And I've already heard a couple of them for the previous years for this project. The Chet Baker with strings record I was not a huge fan of, and really I think it's just putting jazz artists in these settings. Yes, I understand that there's a sort of elegance. This is supposed to be them in a different sort of setting, and I understand there's gravitas and import that comes with that, I suppose, but it also feels like they're a fish out of water to an extent, and I think that's the same thing here. Not to say that Brown's playing isn't amazing, because I think it still is a good showcase for him as an expressive player of ballads. But the string arrangements here done by Neil Hefti, who I normally like in the context of his like Count Basie arrangements and things like that, he does really well in a big band setting. But here, I don't know, it's a little bit stagnant. It doesn't feel like the strings push Brown. If anything, it feels like Brown has to restrain himself a little bit. And yes, it's a different approach. And again, I think there's some beautiful playing on here, but this is not necessarily Clifford Brown firing on all cylinders. I think this definitely limits what Brown is capable of doing, what Brown does here, and I think that does a little bit of a disservice to him. So I know some people like this record, and it's not bad by any means, but I think if you were going to try to explore Clifford Brown, this is not the record to start with. Clifford Brown with strings, it's okay. It's okay, but definitely not one of Brown's better works.